উপমহাদেশের প্রখ্যাত মানবতাবাদী বৌদ্ধ মনীষা, ধর্মরাজিক মহাকমপ্লেক্স, অগ্রসর মহাকমপ্লেক্স, নবপণ্ডিত বিহার, বুদ্ধগয়ায় বাংলাদেশ বৌদ্ধ বিহারের প্রতিষ্ঠাতা, বিশ্ব শান্তির অগ্রদূত মহাত্মা গান্ধী শান্তি পুরস্কার ও গণপ্রজাতন্ত্রী বাংলাদেশ সরকার প্রদত্ত 21 পদকে ভূষিত বাংলার নবজাগরণের অগ্রদূত মহাসংঘনায়ক শ্রী সদ্ধর্মভানক বিশুদ্ধানন্দ মহাতেরোর প্রতি আমার বিনম্র শ্রদ্ধা জানিয়ে আমি আমার লিখিত ইংরেজি প্রবন্ধ শুরু করছি। My glorious appreciation to Mahasanghanayaka, Venerable Vishuddhananda Mahatero, eminent exponent of 20th century. Introduction. Dullabho Puri Sujano, Nasu Sabbhata Jayati, Jayati Sujayati Dhiro, Tamo Kulam Shugo Medati, 193 by 15 verse Dhammapad. Appearance of great luminaries rare. Such a man is not born everywhere. Wherever such a wise man is born, that family, community, nation, and the country thrives happy and prosperous. The birth of Venerable Vishuddhananda Mahatero was the 24th Mahasanghanayaka of Mahastavi Nikaya, an orthodox section of the Theravada doctrine of Buddhism, who is affluented in Chittagong and Chittagong hill tracts in early 17th century AD. The very venerable Mahasanganayak Vishuddhananda Mahatero may unquestionably be symbolized as the unique replica of the order of the Sangha. His contribution for the cause of the Dhamma as well as for the welfare of the Buddhist community and rendered humanitarian services to the mankind, and thus achieved himself as one of the unsurpassable luminaries of the Buddhist world. Birthplace and birth. Mahasanganayak Vishuddhananda Mahatero was born on the 23rd February 1909 at East Gujara under Raujan Upazila in the district of Chittagong, Bangladesh. Was named Shashanko by his pious father Karmadhan Barua and mother Chintabati Barua. He received his early education in the village primary school and later in Noapara High School and in Mahamani Anglo-Pali Institution, Chittagong. He was ordained as a Shamanera novice in 1925 and as a Bhikkhu monk in 1930 by his uncle and eminent preceptor Venerable Agrashar Mahatero, who was the 18th Sanghanayaka of Mahastavi Nikaya and was given new name Vishuddhananda. He went to Sri Lanka in 1934 and pursued his higher studies in Pali and Buddhism in Vidyalankar University, Sri Lanka, and conferred on the title Sri Saddharmabhanaka. After completing his studies in Sri Lanka, he returned home in Chittagong and completely devoted to himself to the propagate his vision for the welfare of the Buddhist community and people in general. In the early 50s, he along with others struggled hard in Chittagong, paved a nation platform to uphold the cause of the Buddhist in Bangladesh. Buddhism has kissed this world with compassion, unwoven light, love in the hearts of men, candle lamp in the forlorn races of somber shades of life, and livened dogmas with open horizon, offered flowers, lit lamp in place of ritual of slaughter. To the arid heart of man who ceaselessly run in furious chase of now-here Buddha, the Prince of Peace and Tranquility, brought amity, compassion, altruistic joy, and apathy, effectuating the perennial message of Lord Buddha, who is underlying the human imperative in the words Bahujana Hitayo, Bahujana Sukhayo. Venerable Vishuddhananda Mahatero devoted his entire life to the social, religious, and humanitarian services in home and abroad. In 1943, he worked a strenuous venture to succor the unbearable distress the people of famine ravaged Bengal and to regenerate communal peaceful harmony among the riot-stricken people in 1946 and 1950. In August 1947, two separate independent states, India and Pakistan, emerged and the region comprising East Bengal annexed to Pakistan. Though the large number of the members of the minority community opted to India, Mahathir preferred to stay with his Buddha followers, who form only an infinitesimal minority in the new state. Buddhists are lagging far behind the other communities economically and commercially and professional education. They needed to polarize their position and accept the challenge of changing situation. To materialize his cherished ideal and objectives, he, with the cooperation and help of the Buddhist leader and monk, crystallized a national forum, Bodh Christi Prachar Sangha, in 1949. By his dynamic and headfast guidance and leadership as president of the Sangha, he anchored his status as one of the laudable social religious organizations in the country. Through his marathon venture, Dharmarajika Buddhist Monastery at Dhaka was established in 1960, which has been developed as a mammoth complex comprising with a big prayer hall and a high school, kindergarten, orphanage, a trade school, a printing press, Nabothish complex, and so on. His founding of the Dharmarajika Buddhist Monastery in Dhaka is in fact the head, heart, and soul of this august, complex, and relentless endeavor in the history of Bangladeshi Buddhist. Historical retrospective. Bangladesh is the frontier of South Asian civilization. Ancient Bangladesh also witnessed the flowering of temple, stupa, and monastic architecture, as well as Buddhist art and culture. The mid-19th century was a turning point in the religious history among the Buddhists of Chittagong, which in fact was the Buddhism in the then Bengal and undivided India. In that very dark stage, the Buddhists were asleep in deep superstition. The Sangharas of neighboring Arakan, most venerable Sharamedo Mahatero, came on a chains to visit Chittagong in 1856. He was shocked to see the condition of Buddhism with tantric ritual and worship of false gods and goddess. The Sangharas Sharamedo again visited Chittagong and Chittagong Hill Trek in 1864 and took upon himself the task of reforming the prevailing Buddhism in accordance with Dhamma and Vinaya of the Tripitaka. He faced a tough time, but he succeeded in having the support of Rani Kalandini, the ruler of Chakma dynasty of the Chittagong Hill Trek, and some leading figure in the Chittagong during his Theravada Reformation movement. The Buddhist community during the days of British rule sought to assert social, religious, and cultural existence. One important event was the holding of a big Buddhist conference in 1938 in Huarapara, village of Chittagong, on the occasion of birth anniversary of Most Venerable Agrashar Mahatero, who was an eminent religious personality. During the British rule, the Buddhists called for a separate identity for themselves as a religious community. Two Buddhist leaders, Dr. Aurobindo Borua, barrister at law, and Rai Bahadur Dhirendralal Borua, were nominated member of Bengal Legislative Assembly in Calcutta in the 40s to represent the cause of the Buddhists. In 1947, at the time of independence from the British rule, the Indian subcontinent was partitioned into India and Pakistan. Buddhist populated region like Chittagong and Chittagong Hill Trek were included in Pakistan. The Buddhists identified themselves with New State. A well-known Buddhist leader and lawyer, late Phanibhushan Borua, who was also the president of the then Pakistan Buddhist Association, was nominated as member of the advisory committee of the Pakistan Constituent Assembly for framing the national constitution. Later in 1954, an erudite educationist, late Mr. Sudhanshu Bimal Borua, was elected as a member of the then East Pakistan Legislative Assembly. From the Chittagong Hill Trek, Raja Tridip Rai, then Chakma chief of the Chittagong Hill Trek, was also elected member of the Legislative Assembly. During the Pakistan period, an organization named as East Pakistan Bodh Christi Prachar Sangha was founded in 1949-50, which was later turned into All Pakistan Organization. Most Venerable Vishuddhananda Mahatero has been president since 1950 till now of the Sangha, now named Bangladesh Bodh Christi Prachar Sangha. During the Pakistan period, the first Buddhist monastery in the capital city was established in Dhaka, for which the government had made a gift of 5 acres of plot of land for the entire Buddhist community. A very dynamic and talented social worker with sharp intellect, Devapriya Borua, popularly known as D.P. Borua, manifested a new dimension in the Bodh Christi Prachar Sangha, of which he was the Secretary General for 8 years, from 1963 to 1970, while Most Venerable Vishuddhananda Mahatero and later Most Venerable Jyotipal Mahatero had been president. In 1963, Venerable Vishuddhananda Mahatero ventured his Dhamma journey to the land of the Great Wall, China, a pristine peace mission. Later, he paved the way to bring the sacred ash relics of great Otis Dipankar Srigyan. It is laudably reiterated that under the dynamic leadership of Mahasanghanayaka Vishuddhananda Mahatero, founder president of Bangladesh Bodh Christi Prachar Sangha, an internationally reputed and legendary Buddhist monk, firstly taken glimpse of immemorial steps to bring holy ash relics of the great luminaries Otish, the most illustrious scholar of Bangladesh of 10th century, from China in 1978. In June 1978, a 6-member delegation headed by late Mahasanghanayaka Vishuddhananda Mahatero received the holy ash relics from the then Prime Minister Zhou Enlai of China. Venerable Zhou Pucho, President Buddhist Association of China, stated that through transmission of the great Master Otish ashes, the tradition and bonds of friendship between the two countries has been strengthened. Today, these holy ash relics kept at Dharmarajika Buddhist Monastery, Dhaka, the capital city of Bangladesh. Since then, Otish has become symbol of China-Bangladesh relation. This glorious scholar, saga philosopher of 10th to 11th century, was immersed for centuries is a variant twist of historical era in the land of his birth in Bangladesh. Most Venerable Vishuddhananda Mahatero played the pioneering selfless dynamic leadership in steering the Renaissance in Bangladesh Buddhists to boost up their entity as a community and ensure life. The glimpse of essence on the principal event in the life of Venerable Vishuddhananda Mahatero, 1928, participated in All India Buddhist Conference held in the Mahabodhi Hall, Calcutta. Dr. Shivnarayan Rao presided over the conference. Dr. B.M. Borua was the chairman of the reception of the committee. 1930, ordained as Upasampada under the preceptor of the 18th Sanghanayaka Venerable Agdashar Mahatero. 1934 to 37, obtained higher education in Buddhism from Vidyalankar University, Sri Lanka, was conferred title Sri Saddharma Bhanaka by the university. 1938, organized celebration of Agrashar Jayanti, first conference of the Buddhist with all elites and leaders of the community. 1938, organized of Agrashar Jayanti. 1943, Great Famine of 1943 distributed relief goods in the famine-stricken area in Chittagong with Dr. B.M. Borua, Monirujjaman, Islamabad and other members of the Provincial Relief Committee. 1948, arrived at Chittagong from Calcutta to settle in East Bengal and work for the welfare of the Buddhists, introduced recitation from the Holy Tripitaka in the Radio Pakistan and thenceforward included in the same in the radio program which continued till date. 1949, 24th Kartik, 1356, established a Bodh Christi Prachar Sangha with the help of cooperation with other prominent Buddhist leaders like Professor Surendranath Borua, Venerable Dharmadarshi Borua, Mr. Umesh Chandra Murshidi, Mr. Sudhanshu Bimal Borua, Venerable Bongish Bhikkhu, Venerable Priyananda Bhikkhu, etc. 1958 February 4 presided over the first national conference of the Buddhist held at Shillong, Rangonia, which attended by the then Honorable Minister Mr. Habibullah Bahar, arrived at the Dhaka for the first time to find out the ways and means to establish a Buddhist monastery and cultural center, participated in the conference of the World Fellowship of Buddhists held on 29th May at Colombo, Sri Lanka, along with Umesh Chanda Murshidi and Bhangesh Bhikkhu. 1954 participated in the 6th Buddhist Council held in Rangoon, Borua. 1956 participated the Conference of World Fellowship of Buddhists held in Kathmandu, Nepal. 2500 Buddha Jayanti celebrated in all Buddhist villages of Chittagong, Hilltrek, Noakhali, Comilla under the diverse patronage and leadership. The opening Jayanti held at Chittagong in Nias Stadium, which was attended by obligates and representatives of the most Buddhist countries, addressed among others by Dr. R.L. Soni, Jichi Dev, Dr. A.S. Dani. Participated in the International Buddha Jayanti held at New Delhi under the patronage of Dr. Rajendra Prasad and Jawaharlal Nehru, President, Prime Minister of India, of respectively Dr. S. Radhakishan, the then Vice President of India, UNO, Prime Minister of Burma, Dalai Lama, and Panchen Lama of Tibet. Other leaders of the Buddhist countries attended the conference. Participated in the great Sanghodana performed by the Indian Prime Minister Mr. Jawaharlal Nehru, founded Christie, a monthly literacy magazine. 1957 participated in the inter-religious conference held in New Delhi of Buddha Jayanti celebration in Japan. 1960 July 11, government donated 2 acres of land at Kamalapur, Dhaka for construction of Buddhist monastery, handed over the title of land to Mahatero. 1961, nominated as the 9-member reception committee, formed the connection with the visit of Her Excellency Queen Elizabeth II to Dhaka. 1962, March 23, accorded reception to the King and Queen of Thailand in the Dharmaraja Buddhist Monastery, Dhaka. 1967, July 29, planted Bodhi tree brought from Sri Lanka, the premises of Dharmarajika Buddhist Monastery, Dhaka. In 1970, participated the first meeting of the World Conference on Religion and Peace held in Kyoto, Japan. Attended first international seminar on world peace in Hong Kong. Presented the paper on disarmament. 1971, during the liberation war of Bangladesh, he exerted his best to protect the lives and properties of thousands of people by undertaking extensive tour to Chittagong, Hilltrek, Comilla, Khulna, Jeshore, Tangail, and Barishal sheltered thousands of refugees in the monastery. 1972, called on the first president of Bangladesh, Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, and congratulated him on behalf of Buddhist communities. Founded Dhammarajika Orphanage, Dhammarajika High School, Agrashar High School for Girls, published Rakta Jhara Din, a memoir of the days of the War of Liberation. 1975, organized Silver Jubilee celebration of Bauddha Christi Prachar Sangha. 1979, attended WCRP conference, Pisiton, USA, presented paper on human rights. Appointed as Maha Shanganayaka by Supreme Council of Monks. In 1981, attended Takamori Roundtable Conference in Japan and ACRP Conference in New Delhi. Led historic and massive peace procession in New Delhi, India. Founded Nabo Shamator, a Bengali newsletter published from Chittagong. Established Neo Buddhist Monastery, named Navapandit Vihar in Chittagong City. 1983, February 26th, March, celebrated Millennium of Satish Dipankar Srigan at Dhaka and Chittagong, an international conference on his life and work held in Dhaka. In 1985, March, established Agrashar Girls College at Sudarshan Vihar, Chittagong. December 5, accorded reception to the President of Sri Lanka, Julia Jayavardhan in Dharmarajika Monastery. 1986, attended WCRP Executive Council meeting held in China. Attended ACRP General Meeting in South Korea, attended World Religious Conference held in West Germany, 1987 International Seminar, Paharpur Civilization, 1988 Goodwill visit to USSR and Mongolia, 1989 November presided over the 58th founding anniversary function of Muluganda Kuti Vihar at Saranath, India. 1991 accorded grand reception to the Crown Prince of Thailand, Maha Bosdalongkar at Dharmarajika, Dhaka. 92 laid foundation stone for monastery and pilgrimage center at Buddhagaya Bihar, India, 23rd November. 93 awarded Mahatma Gandhi Prize by Mahatma M.K. Gandhi Peace Foundation, Norway. 94 breathed his last on the 2nd March at 12:15 p.m. at a clinic in Chittagong. 1995 11 January 3 days cremation ceremony held and he was cremated on 13th January at the village of his birth. In fine, I pay my humble regards and salutation to this greatest pioneer of Buddhist Renaissance in Bangladesh and abroad, whose entire dedicated life and deeds are the inspiration for future generation. So, in the preaching of the Lord Buddha, Uttiti Nappamajji Dhammani Shucharaitam Chore Dhammachari Shukam Sheti Ashimam Loko Paramachito. That is, let be full of effort and endeavor, never indulge in sensual pleasure, follow best Dhamma. The righteous rest happily both in this world and the next. A choice. Our Mahashanganayaka, Venerable Vishuddhananda Mahatero, left behind a trump of versatile deeds and glory, but he is more greater than his achievement and ever immortal in the mind of his innumerable devotees and well-wisher for the noble cause of Dhamma, revival in Bangladesh and abroad, and shall ever remain a never-ending inspiration to our future generation to come. This article published at ResearchGate, Germany, written by me. Shabbe Shatta Shukita Bhavantu.